Hello there. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph, and I am the host of this show. So, we are here to do the final episode of They Got It Started, the mini series we've been running now for 7 weeks. These are the artists who got this whole rock and roll thing going. And we're going to go to the final contestant on The Price is Right here. So the final guy I chose is Sam Cooke. So Sam Cooke had a relatively short career compared to a lot of these musicians. He was murdered when I think he was in his early 30s, like 32 or 33 when he was murdered. Now it was a hotel owner operator shot him and killed him. It was considered self-defense at that time, but there's been a lot of speculation as to what was actually really going on, and I'm not going to get into that because that does have much to do with what we're talking about here. So Sam Cooke, considered the king of soul music. Many artists who came after him following his style and citing him as a big influence. Paul McCartney, of course, Mick Jagger, Aretha Franklin. The list is fairly lengthy of people that considered him to be the king of soul. He had a huge impact on that type of music. So anyways, he was born January 22nd, 1931 in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and he died December the 11th, 1964, the year of my birth, coincidentally, at 33 years of age, yes, in LA, California. His first kind of, I guess you would call it his first hit, although it really wasn't a huge hit or anything, was called Lovable, released in 1956. His big hit, his first and only actually number one hit, was You Send Me, which is on here. You can see it right there. You Send Me, which was released back in 1957, I believe. Fairly big hit too, like his only number one hit, really. And then he had another 29 charting singles that made it in the top 40 as well. I guess if you were to ask what genre he was in, obviously gospel, soul, pop. So he started out being a gospel kind of soul guy, and then made that transition to a pop singer later in order to secure, I guess, a career that was going to be successful. Sold a total of 960,000 albums over the course of his career. I assume a lot of those will be singles because albums weren't a huge thing at this point in time. His biggest hit, You Send Me, sold about 1.5 million to 2 million copies, which was fairly large in that time period. Started his career in 1951, and of course his career ended in 1964 upon his death. So not a very long career. Did I say 8 years before? No, I don't know why I said that. It's actually 13 years. Number of awards he had. So the list of awards is fairly lengthy for him. I'm just going to give you some of them. So, of course, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the first year of its inception in 1986. Also, the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1987. The Soul Stirrers, which was the band that he came from. So he started out with them. They were also inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but much later in 1989. And he, of course, has his star on the Walk of Fame in Los Angeles, which was put in there in 1994. So that's most of the stats about him. I loved him because he had one of the best vocal voices. He's a top 5 vocal voice for me of all time. Generally, I just love the sound of his voice. I tend to love vocal music quite a bit, so to me, he's right up there along with Nat King Cole, Aretha Franklin, Ella Fitzgerald. Those people are among the best vocalists, I think, of all time. Bring It On Home to Me, one of his great songs, one of my favorites by him. It's the first one on this album as well. So this is just a greatest hits album. Other songs, of course, You Send Me, which was his biggest hit of all time. Only 16, yeah, fantastic song. For Sentimental Reasons, yeah, love it. Another great one. The Chain Gang, of course, this one covered by a lot of people over time as well. Really great tune. Cupid, draw back your bow. Yeah, I like that a lot. Sad Mood. Yeah, this is just the greatest hits of songs. Really good stuff. He wrote most of his own stuff, although he did cover some other artists' music. I'm just looking here. Barbara Campbell, Only 16. He did that one. Elsie Cooke. He did that one too. You got Gershwin here. He was involved in that song, Summertime. But a lot of the other stuff was written by him or co-written by him. A couple of Gershwin songs. I didn't realize that that's the alternate version, same song. But yeah, great. Died too young. I often wonder what would have happened to this guy had he survived into the 70s. Would he have taken on that disco sound too? Who knows, right? Who knows? But that's my artist for today, Sam Cooke, legendary gospel soul pop singer from the 1950s. Influenced tons of people going forward. Even Stevie Wonder, all these people. So that's my choice for today. I hope you've enjoyed this, the final episode of this 7 episodes mini series. They Got It Started. Please hit the like and subscribe. If you want, you can make comments about Sam Cooke here or any of his songs, or you might be able to, or maybe you prefer to put somebody in his space who you think is as deserving or more deserving than him. Anyways, we will be starting another series next week on the Thursday. This one will be from the 1960s. I have 8 episodes in total for that one, featuring 8 legendary bands and musicians from the 1960s. I think this series will be entitled The Invasion, and we all know where that's going. So I won't say too much more about it other than that will start next week. The kind of format where I've been talking mostly about hit singles and hits that they had and how many albums they sold and all that some of this format will change because it's not as big a deal going forward as we start to get into that kind of album rock albums as we move forward into the next series. We'll be talking a lot more about albums and not as much about singles, although it's kind of a transitionary decade where you still had a lot of people putting out just singles, and the albums kind of came towards the back end of the decade. So we'll be talking about that as well. So anyways, I'm happy to say that the series is finally over, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And we will see you all next week for the beginning of the 60s. Take care and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.